Hello and welcome into the Banged Up Podcast. Lee here with the IDP show, and we are in week 15 of the fantasy season, which means we are in for the playoffs. We're going to start off on defense on the IR section because there's no IR updates for offense. Grant Delpit, Brown safety, dealing with a groin issue, and Jamin Davis, Commanders linebacker, dealing with a shoulder injury. He's going to go on IR as well. Looking at players who are out this week, we'll start off on offense. Kenny Pickett, Steelers quarterback, coming off that ankle surgery. He's out this week, and if you got into the fantasy playoffs with him and have to find a replacement, you deserve to win your whole league. Colts running back Jonathan Taylor, still dealing with a thumb issue, hasn't practiced all week, so it's not looking likely he's going to be playing next week either. Chiefs running back Isiah Pacheco, just coming off the shoulder surgery. He's going to miss this game, and I'll be hard-pressed to believe that he makes a meaningful impact next week if he does end up playing. Vikings running back Alexander Mattison is going to miss this week. He hasn't practiced all week, so he's likely to miss next week as well. Patriots running back Rhamondre Stevenson, dealing with an ankle injury, same situation as Alexander Mattison. He hasn't practiced all week, so expect more Zeke in the backfield for New England. And lastly, out on offense, Brian Robinson Jr. dealing with a hamstring issue. Kept him out of practice all week, so potential to miss week 16 as well. Out on the defensive side of the ball, everybody that I'm about to talk about here has not practiced at all this week, so everybody is in danger of missing multiple weeks here. We're going to start off with Jeffrey Simmons, Titans defensive tackle, dealing with a knee issue. He's going to miss this week. Javon Hargrave, 49ers defensive tackle, dealing with a hamstring issue. He's out this week. A few edge rushers here. AJ Epinesa for the Bills, out with a rib issue. Okoronkwo for the Browns, dealing with a pec injury. He's going to be out this week. Nick Bonito, edge rusher, dealing with a knee issue. He's out. Will Anderson for the Texans, dealing with an ankle issue. He's going to miss this week. And Blake Hashman, Texans linebacker, hamstring. In the backfield, we've got Micah Hyde for the Bills, dealing with a neck issue. He's going to miss this week. And lastly, Andre Cisco, Jaguars safety, out with a groin issue, potential to miss next week as well. Couple of doubtful players. We'll start off on the offensive side of the ball. CJ Stroud, quarterback for the Texans, trying to come back from concussion protocol, hasn't practiced all week and is very likely to miss this week, so expect to be without CJ Stroud. He should come back next week, so he'll be good for week 16. And lastly, on offense, Christian Watson, Packers wide receiver, dealing with a hamstring issue. He also hasn't practiced this week, so expect to be without Christian Watson this week. The only doubtful on defense, Vita Vea, hasn't practiced all week with a toe injury, so expect to be without him this week. Jumping into the questionables, we'll start on offense. Geno Smith, Seahawks quarterback, dealing with a groin issue, limited to start the week ahead of Monday night, but right now is not in danger of missing this week. A couple of Packers running backs questionable this week. AJ Dillon, broken thumb. He got in a limited session on Friday after not practicing at all this week. The Packers are still testing out whether or not they think he's going to be effective carrying the ball with a cast on his hand, and if that's what they're considering, I'm going to bench him this week. The other running back, Aaron Jones, dealing with a knee issue, seems to be in better health and have more of a shot at playing than his counterpart we just talked about. He's put together 2 consecutive weeks of limited practices. Overall, I'm going to stay away from that Packers backfield, but if I had to take a guess, I would take Aaron Jones over AJ Dillon if they're both active. Achane, Miami Dolphins running back, got in a limited session to end the week while dealing with a toe injury. I think he's likely to sit while Mostert and Wilson get the majority of the work, but if he is active, I do question the production given the limited work he'll likely see. Cardinals wide receiver Michael Wilson, limited all week and likely to be active, so he should be available if you need him. The other Cardinals wide receiver Marquise Brown, dealing with that heel issue that's been nagging him the last few weeks. He got in a limited session on Thursday and Friday to end the week. He has a strong chance to play, and I don't see much of an impact to the production if he is available. Bears wide receiver DJ Moore, dealing with an ankle injury. He had a full practice on Friday, so he should be ready to roll. Brandin Cooks, dealing with an illness for the Cowboys. He didn't practice on Thursday or Friday, making this one of the hardest calls to make. I'm going to say just pay attention to the reports before the game or find a replacement, as illnesses are hard to call. Packers wide receiver Dontayvion Wicks, dealing with an ankle injury. He had limited sessions to end the week and should see the field if you need him. A couple of Texans wide receivers, Noah Brown is limited all week but should be available, whereas Nico Collins has not practiced all week and he's likely going to be out with a calf issue and a good chance to miss week 16 as well. Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill hasn't practiced all week. I think the Dolphins are going to play it safe and would prefer that he sit. However, I do think Tyreek is going to try to make a push to play. Where that gets him, only the Dolphins know. There's a high re-injury risk, and this close to playoffs, I don't think the Dolphins are going to take that chance of risking him playing. Vikings wide receiver Justin Jefferson is set to play this week as he deals with the chest contusion that Josh Dobbs handed him right over the middle. Patriots wide receiver JuJu Smith-Schuster dealing dealing with the ankle injury. He was limited all week and should be available. Saints wide receiver also dealing with the ankle issue is Chris Olave. It's a low ankle sprain, which don't usually cause a lot of time missed, but Olave hasn't practiced all week, so I do expect him to miss. Chris Godwin, Bucs wide receiver, dealing with the knee issue. He had a full practice on Friday, so he should be out there and good to go. And lastly, on offense, New York Giants tight end Darren Waller coming off of IR. He's gotten in some limited practices, and with how the Giants look, also without you having Waller for pretty much the whole year because he's been ass, I'm going to not play him even if he is available. Over on defense, questionable, we've got Christian Barmore for the Patriots, defensive tackle, limited all week and then missed Friday, which does not look good with the shoulder injury, so I'm going to avoid Barmore this week. Giants defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence should be available this week if you need him as he deals with a hamstring injury. Panthers edge rusher Brian Burns dealing with the ankle injury. Coach Tabor said he expects Burns to play this week after getting in a few limited sessions, so expect Brian Burns to go. Dolphins edge rusher Andrew Van Ginkel dealing with an oblique injury. He was limited all week, so right now nothing to suggest that he misses. Titans edge rusher Danico Autry dealing with a knee issue. It's not looking likely he's going to be out there after he missed 2 practices, one being on Friday, so I'd go with another option this week. Falcons linebacker Nate Landman dealing with a knee issue. He was limited all week and should be out there if you need him. Packers linebacker Quay Walker dealing with the shoulder injury. Started off missing practice this week, but did finish out limited. I don't expect his production to dip, so you should be good to go with Big Quay. Patriots linebacker Juwan Bentley dealing with a knee injury that he picked up in practice on Friday. That kept him limited, but I don't see that impacting his performance come game day. Eagles linebacker Zach Cunningham has yet to practice this week ahead of Monday night. I'm not going to take the chance to see if he plays. I'm going to find a replacement. Another linebacker, 49ers, Dre Greenlaw. If he's not out there punching security guards in the face, he's dealing with ankle injuries. Limited session to end the week, but DC Steve Wilkes expects Greenlaw to play, so you can toss him out there. Seahawks linebacker Jordan Brooks dealing with an ankle injury. Didn't practice to start the week and then went limited. He's got one more practice this week to see where he's at, but he is trending towards playing. I don't see a dip in production if he is available. The last linebacker on this list, Devin White, dealing with that foot issue. He logged in a couple of full practices to end the week, so he should be out there. Ravens safety Kyle Hamilton is expected to play, and there's not going to be that much of a dip in performance, so you should be good rolling Kyle Hamilton out there. Bears safety Jaquan Brisker dealing with a groin issue. He's not at full strength, and he logged in a limited practice and then missed and then went back to limited. I think he'll try to suit up, but I'm concerned about production as it's obvious he's not fully ready to go. Broncos safety PJ Locke dealing with a neck issue. He's going to try to give it a go this week as he logged in a limited session after missing 2 consecutive practices. I worry about production, so I'm going to fade PJ Locke this week. Dolphins safety Javon Holland dealing with a knee issue. Limited all week, but nothing to suggest that he is going to miss. Shouldn't see much of a dip in production if he is available. Eagles safety Reed Blankenship is going to work his way back from concussion protocol. He got in a full practice. He's going to look to clear that ahead of Monday night. My thought is to pivot this week as it's not a lock he's active, and I don't want to take the chance with it being a Monday night game. Seahawks safety Jamal Adams dealing with a knee issue. He hasn't practiced all week. I don't want to take the chance ahead of a Monday night game, so I'm going to find a replacement. Niners cornerback Travarius Ward dealing with a groin issue. He got in a limited session to end the week after missing practice, which tells me he's going to try and play through that groin injury. I worry about the production there, so I'm going to fade Ward this week. And lastly, Seahawks cornerback Devin Witherspoon dealing with a hip issue. He has yet to practice ahead of Monday night, so you know the drill. I would find a replacement. That's all I've got for you this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, you can find these podcasts on the idpshow.com. Subscribe to that Substack. We'll send you a ton of cool emails with a whole bunch of awesome content for you to check out. Also, we're over on YouTube. If you're a podcast guy and you want to check out some YouTube videos, go subscribe to the guys at the IDP Show on YouTube. You can find them all on Twitter at the IDP Show. I'm over there at _LeezyDoesIt. Good luck in the playoffs. Go fight, win, and I will see you next week.